or attached, and maybe we on top with a small axle. This one's 3 or 4 inches long, see in comparison. And that's attached to the top and goes the other way. This one is going this way. Well, when you attach it, the axle goes out and it's pointing down, you see. Okay. And I call that G period, O period, G period. It stands for Gog, which is the devil, the Gog and Magog, and it's in Revelations, and most Englishmen know Gog and Magog. And it's G period, I don't want a picture of this. It's G period, O period, G period, okay. Spells God, okay. It stands for gift of government. G, that's what the G that stands for, you see. And then I ask you, well, what is it? Well, it's the shaft and the gears. In the slang, you've been given the gears when things go around and you've been shafted. You're supposed to know Canadian slang. It's the shaft and the gears. That's the whole thing is. Then I say, well, Bertrand Russell conducted a class at Cambridge once, and when you'd walk in, everybody knew who he was. He didn't write his name on the board or anything, but he said, now in this class, it's easy to make 90%. And this is from him, you know, it's an autobiography, presumably it's true. It's easy to make 90%. All you have to do is answer every question the opposite to the way the government has done it. Because governments are wrong 90% of the time. However, in this class, 90% is a failing mark. I want to, this was a graduate class. I should have inserted that first. You don't wish this on first-year students. There was a graduate class that he conducted because he was capable of that at Cambridge. But in this class, that's a failing mark. I want you to find the 10% of government legislation that is good, that is advantageous to the human species. And that's the course. You get that, you get an MA or something. Anyway, that's the course. So that, now, this thing, monument out there represents that. The 20-inch one is the 90%, and the little one on top is 10% of it. It's 2 inches. And you see the shaft is shooting up into the air, experiments that get nowhere, and the little shaft is shooting down to the ground, and it's in a garden. And while it may not be what Russell had in mind, my idea was that the little shaft was the 10%, and it's going back to Mother Earth and to conserving everything in the garden, you see, of growing vegetables, and anything the government can do along that line is worthwhile. So there's just a bit of imagination, and it was just a silly, but now you have it. When somebody comes, it's nice for you to say it, and I wouldn't have been given all this recitation if it weren't to let you know, so that you can tell somebody that when they come. It's easy to remember.
Yes, and
I'm going to have a cheesy for doing that?
No, it's not a cheesy.
Oh, it's not a cheesy. I shouldn't have taken it. I thought it was. I've got it, so I'm going to eat it.
Yesterday I had company here. My quilting friends were here, so I took them out there and I gave them a garbled version. So I'm glad to have a refresher.
That's why I did it.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm good.